All right. Let's get this shared right here. Jack Newtown, of course. Glad I started a little bit earlier, but let me get this down here. Hopefully the Ustream doesn't cut off. Um, I know last time it cut off. That's why I made two parts instead of one complete whole because of the cutoff, and sometimes I have to do it over and of that nature. Hope y'all are having a good Sabbath and that you hopefully keep it holy to the best of your abilities. Um, the Passover should be coming up around April. I recall April. I will do, of course, read the scriptures from Passover. I know people get real proper with it with the lamb and stuff. I tried to look for lamb last year, and it's difficult to get, believe it or not, and it's costly, very extremely costly. So what I'm going to do is going to have some myrrh incense, because that's the Most High's favorite smell, frankincense and myrrh. Um, and I'm gonna burn them. I'm gonna burn one for every Passover day, in praise to the Most High and His Son Christ. Uh, of course, hopefully I get some days off of my job then to celebrate Passover, the feast of unleavened bread. So basically, you're not. I don't eat bread anyway. I cut bread out of my diet completely about a month ago, almost 2 months ago. Uh, to cut weight, of course. Uh, People say, "Oh, yeah, how you gonna lose weight? How you lost that much weight?" Drop the carbs and drop the bread, and you'll lose weight. Serious business. If you're not intensely working out, but I'm starting to get into that intense mode. But I know it's difficult for people to get lamb rack of lamb on Paso, especially in the rural areas, and so long as you have no yeast in your house or you're not eating any yeast, you are adhering to the Passover. Um, so go 7 days without no yeast. I don't eat bread anyway, so that's easier for me. It's much easier for me. But some people, they have the resources, they have the access to the rack of lamb and all that great stuff, and they do Passover properly. But what I'm gonna do is get some frankincense and myrrh incense. I already have some already on the way, already ordered. So, um, and I'm going to burn one, or actually burn seven for 7 days. Would be nice. Hopefully, I have enough to go around with. But hopefully, y'all get ready for Passover around April. Not Easter. Now, of course, people want to translate it to Easter. Easter is one day. Passover is 7 days. 7 days of unleavened bread. And Passover has nothing to do with bunnies or Easter eggs. Actually, that's the Roman pagan deity Astar and her son Tammuz, Eros, like the Cupid and all the other stuff, all that demonic stuff, and the Easter eggs, and God, it's disgusting. But that's heathen culture. I don't celebrate Easter. Celebrate Passover. Now people want to try to group it with Passover. That Easter has nothing to do with Passover. And has nothing to do with the risen of Christ. That's Passover. Because believe it or not, Christ died on Passover. Okay, on the Passover week. So, people would try to congrue that with Easter. I believe it's demonic. I believe it's stupid. I believe it's retarded. And I hope they repent. Or Isaiah 63 1 through 6 will be their end. For those who understand what Isaiah 63 1 through 6 means. But yet, let's go. Let's go there. Let's go to Isaiah 63 1 through 6. Let's just go there. Instead of me telling you, I'm just gonna read the scripture. I hope anybody close by are listening, because they need to listen. It's not a game. Not a game. Here we go. Isaiah 63, 1 through 6. And this is something that your pastors do not ever, never, never, never read. They don't read about this right here in particular. Here we go. Isaiah 63, 1 through 6. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Boraz? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, that I might speak in righteousness, might need to solve. Now, this is actually referring to Christ. This is what it says. Christ, sure of who he is. Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in wine fat. So the thing is, why is his garments, or his garment is red? Why art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments that with him that treadeth in wine fat? Here we go, verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain of all my raiment. Now, Christ is actually going to kill a lot of people from the nation of Edom. That is going to be judgment, and Christ will put people to death. A lot of you believe that Jesus Christ is a very loving man. That's, yes, he is about love for the children of Israel mainly, of course, but he is not for everyone, and he will cast judgment, he will murder people, he will kill people, and that's reality. That's the reality of it, and you need to get used to it. You need to understand that Jesus Christ don't play around. Now, I know people, oh, you use Jesus, that's Zeus. Okay, fine, we understand that. But just for those who don't understand, we just going to use Jesus Christ instead. You know, because a lot of people may not understand Yeshaya. Okay? Maybe at another time we will go into that. But for now, let's just go what the scripture says. Okay, let's continue. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. So Christ said the day of vengeance is in his heart. So Jesus Christ said he is coming for vengeance for his people. Oh, that's us Christians. Yeah, that means us Christians who believed in him. Well, believe it or not, over 90% of you Christians are actually committing all types of wickedness. Christopher Columbus was a Christian, and he committed mass slaughters of murder, rape, violence, theft, and looting of out of this world that has never been seen or unheard of, worse than Alexander the Greek. Because the book of Maccabees said, as the crowns continue to go upon the Edomite kingdoms, that evils will be multiplied upon the earth. And that's a fact, and we'll go into Maccabees in right just a second, just to prove the point. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own army brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. So the army are the angels. And the angels will be killing. They will be killing and mass murdering you wicked heathens, you so-called Christians, you hypocrites out there, who've been for years deceiving and lying to the children of Israel, calling them Africans and boning in those people. You're calling the you call the tribe of Ephraim Puerto Ricans and spics, and call them all kinds of filthy names, and you've been mistreating them. You've been raping their women, injecting your wicked seed into their bloodline. You've been stealing their gold, forcing them to dig their own gold, and you talking about you traded some pearls and jewels for land? Are you kidding me? The Native Americans had diamonds and jewels and gold. Why would the hell they need some stinking dusty pearls from the Spaniards? No, that's a lie. No, y'all killed them for it. That's what y'all did. Y'all had a Hebrew interpreter there. You read the book, The 10 Lost Tribes. If you had a Hebrew interpreter there who spoke Hebrew to the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, the tribe of Reuben, and the tribe of Gad, and you spoke Hebrew to them, and they recognized you as they thinking you was one of their own people, and then you tricked them, and then you killed them, and you took their land, because you was able to break the language barrier through Hebrew translation. because they were Hebrews. Now let's continue. And I will tread down, verse 6, I will tread down the people in my anger and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. Their strength, who is their strength? Who is ruling this earth as we speak today? The nation of Edom is. The nation of Edom is ruling this earth today. A lot of people don't want to accept this. Even people I know personally do not want to accept this. Even a lot of the children of Israel do not want to accept this. But you have to accept this to understand salvation. You must accept that Christ will come and commit judgment, murder, death upon these wicked people. That's right. That's a stone cold fact. Now, some people say, well, I never treated a black person wrong. I never treated this person wrong. I never treated that person wrong. Okay, well, then the Lord will have a judgment for you. Because, see, our thoughts are not his thoughts, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. So the Lord will have a different judgment for you if you were a person who actually helped the children of Israel. I'm not referring to you. I'm referring to those who have been wicked, who have been false accusers, bearing false witnesses, lying, deceiving, destroying the children of Israel's lives, and those who are Israelites who have been destroying the children of Israel's lives. You're going to get judged the same way as Edom is. That's right. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, y'all are going to get judged. You men are going to be judged the same way as in Isaiah 63, 1-6. You men are demons. You wicked man. If you listening, you looking here, you listening. You men are demons out the gates of hell, and Christ will kill you. He will put you to death. He will cut your damn heads off and will hang you on a pike. That's what's going to happen. And make an example out of you, those who took the covenant of the heathens. Let's go to Maccabees while we at it. I know I'm getting a little off subject here, but we need to stir this fire up a little bit. Now you got some camps, they may not preach the way that I am preaching, and you got those who do. But hey, we still the same brethren, so we must be at peace and love our neighbors. Now let's go through here. Let's go to Maccabees. For chapter 1, verse 7. Here we go. So Alexander the Great, reigned 12 years and then died. When he took over, when he had a mass conquest, and he died from homosexuality. He was enjoying those little boys. He was having sex with these little boys, and you can watch the movie Alexander, and you can see what he was doing. A bunch of homosexuality in that foolishness, and his servants bear rule everyone in this place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. Now his main servants, which is his generals, upon themselves, so did their sons after them. And here we go. This is verse 9. Many years and evils will multiply in the earth. So anything after the Edomite kingdom, the kingdom of Edom, after Alexander and his servants and their sons and their sons and their sons and their sons, evils multiplied upon the earth. Now, has that been proven? Absolutely. You can actually look through the times of history of Edom. They have committed much mass evil. And like I said, I'm not sitting here and say, oh, the so-called white man did this and did that. No. I'm just showing you the facts according to Scripture. And you can argue with me all you want. You can't argue with the Scripture. You can argue with me and how I interpret it or how I say it that you may be offended by it. But you know what? At the end of the day, you can't argue the Scripture. And there came out a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king who been a hostage at Rome, and where he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. And in those days, verse 11, there were out of Israel, here's the Israelites, wicked men. Your wicked men is your Al Sharptons, your Jesse Jacksons, your Louis Farrakhan's, your Tavis Smileys, your Tom Joyners, who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen." Now, hold on. Now, did Tavis Smiley, the coon porch monkey house Negro, did he go out there and made a covenant with this country? Yes, he did, because he said a covenant with America. He got a book with a covenant with making a covenant with America. Yeah. So he's saying, let's make an agreement with these people and let's align ourselves with these people and be like them. That's what Tavis Smiley said. And you know, it's funny that, the Bible, the God says that his children are evildoers. And how he does that is because when George Bush was running, I'm just going to tell you an example. When George Little Demon Bush, he is a little demon, and he's not very bright. Now, he might be deceitful. He's very deceitful and clever and slick, but he's not that bright. When George Little Demon Bush ran the show for 8 years and ran the country to the ground, which they all do, we say, "Oh, he's a devil. He did this. He did," which he has. He does many evils, killed many, had many people killed under his presidency, and he's done slaughter, death, murder, killed leaders that didn't do anything to us. Say they're a threat my behind of vengeance. And so when Bush got out of office, it was about to be a war. And then they put old Obama in there. They put the slick talking, smooth walk, shuck and jive, basketball playing, cigarette smoking, weed smoking Mac Daddy in there. And he done swooned everybody. Now first he swooned all the white folks because Obama don't really have to do too much to swoon the black and Hispanic people. I mean, all he can do is just walk on stage and all y'all will accept him as is because y'all looking to shave the skin. But see, he had to swoon white folks in order to get them to trust him. And he came from a white mama, so that made it much easier, because if he came from a black man came from a black mama, you best believe that they're gonna be having first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eight, nine, 10 doubts about him, and they may not even let him get past the primaries at that stage. Oh yeah. And to show you how foolish it's become, they put a stupid woman named Sarah Palin as vice president with McCain. I knew there was a 3-card Monty right there. That was a dog and pony show. Because I knew what's his name, Hussein, was going to win. Obama was going to win anyway, because they put a 72-year-old Crip named John McCain. That's why I call him Cripple. He's a Crip, a 72-year-old Crip, and you got this smart mouth 40-plus-year-old mama bear, stupid skank, Sarah Palin, got laid by the womb shifter, Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice done laid the pipe on her, and she got laid by a black man, and called herself Mama Bear, like she's representing white America, but she getting room shifted by a black basketball player named Glenn Rice. Dude about 7 foot tall. He was just laying all kind of pipe on her. But besides that, I don't think shouldn't brought that in there. But just to give you an understanding of the mind state of these people and Obama. So Obama won, and he's putting the same policies as Bush is doing. He is creating the same actions as Bush is doing, but on a whole new, more strategic level, more intellectual level than Bush was. Bush was just hard charge, blow their brains out. Obama was, let's move in quickly, snipe them out, and then say we didn't have nothing to do with it. Just like with the Gaddafi thing. I mean, he's a smooth operator. and he's doing the same wicked stuff as George Bush is even doing, and you black folks saying, yeah, he did a good job. Hold on, now he's doing the same thing that George Bush is doing, but then you are co-signing it because he's black. That's why God calls you people evil doers. You are evil doers. You're doing evil, and you're not even born with this evil. Okay. Now we understand Edom. They pretty much get their spirit pretty much already is already fixated to do war. Go back to Genesis. Okay. The heathen's mind is already stated to do war. Okay. Now we can somewhat take part and say the system had something to do with us becoming the way our children being suspended in schools and stuff like that. Of course, it's white society. How another nation of people are going to be accommodated into a society that's totally different from their culture? Well, better yet, a nation of people with no culture whatsoever. How are they going to survive when they don't even know their own damn culture? Huh? They can't survive. And they know this, and they use this to their advantage by stripping their culture when they get here. When they brought him to slavery, they knew their culture. And we ain't talking about bone in the nose, buck dancing, and Watusi shucking and jiving and voodoo. Hell no, that's not your culture. That's the nation of Ham. You're the nation of Israel. You weren't like that. Y'all came. The women came in with head coverings and dresses. The men came with the garbs of Israel with the stripes and all that stuff. They came on ships like that. Okay, they came on ships being Israel. They got destroyed, and it took a long time to do it. It took a while to do it. Took them about 248 years to finally condition y'all being relegated as so-called Africans to bone in the nose people. So you're going to be physical captivity for 248 years, and the other times of we already at close at 400 years mental slavery. That's right. So let's start. Let's keep the 11. Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. That's what Farrakhan, Tavis Smiley, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, your Quincy Joneses, even your rappers, your singers, your Beyoncés, your Jay-Z's, your 50 Cents, all these people took an oath to the heathen. All these people took it, and the only way you're going to even make money if you make an agreement with the heathen by engaging in these homosexual, transgender, transhumanist parties, you know, these little funny parties where you got these men that look like women and stuff like that, and they got both parts, androgyny and all kind of madness. And you know, Clive Davis is the number one bisexual man, homosexual out there. He's doing both. He done ran through Jennifer Hudson. He done ran through Monica. He definitely loved him some Whitney. He ran through that. He ran through Usher. He ran through Diddy. He ran through a lot of these artists who are now big time, multi-million, close to billionaire status groups of men and women. How do you think they're becoming in that stage? They have to agree with the heathen cultures and policies according to the music industry. Oh yeah. And if you don't comply, well, you can either be broke for life or never get a career, or you might just get your head blown off like Kurt Cobain did. Kurt Cobain was Edom, but you know what? He was actually somebody who actually had balls, who actually had faith, who actually was a man of God to a certain degree. And he didn't believe in all that foolishness. He just liked making good music. But his bandmate didn't feel that way. He felt he should be the leader. And, you know, him and Courtney Love got it and killed him and had him so-called commit suicide. Now, you know, strange enough, 2 days ago, a cold case detective is now reopening the investigation of the death of Kurt Cobain. Oh, yeah. Because you know why? The cold case detective have been watching YouTube. That cold case detective have been watching YouTube. And a lot of these YouTube videos, actually, I watched a YouTube video about 3 days ago about this brother. I think he's Israel, and I don't pay much attention to it because I don't divulge myself into conspiracy theories. But I find tidbits of things that may be somewhat interesting that may tie to the Bible, that ties to the Bible. Um, it talks about Courtney Love was had them set up, him, her, and the guy who former bandmate who had him set up because he wanted to take the deal and have Nirvana move to the top. Well, Kurt Cobain said no. So they had him poisoned or whatever, had him on some stuff, and then had him head blown off, thinking he did it. But the way he was sitting, the way he was standing, was totally the opposite of what you normally think when somebody puts a shotgun to their head. And so, believe it or not, Courtney Love became the idol of idols, and believe it or not, that former band member of Nirvana ended up having a new group called the Foo Fighters. Oh yeah. So they both benefited from Kurt Cobain's death. And a record label said you're better off. You are better off dead than alive when it comes to the music industry because they sell more records you being dead than alive. Ask Elvis Presley, ask Tupac Shakur, ask Notorious B.I.G. They have sold more records than anybody in their death than them being alive. Oh yeah. Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So those who refuse to be aligned with the heathen and agree with their terms and accept their Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving, they're going to be left out in the cold. And I'm one of them who is left out in the cold. Now, I don't care. I don't celebrate these damn heathen holidays. You can save a lot of money by not engaging in Christmas. I'm serious. You can save a lot of money by not engaging into Christmas. If you just keep your money in your pocket on Christmas Day, don't celebrate these damn heathen holidays. Don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't celebrate this, especially Halloween, of the works of Santinelli of the devil. Don't celebrate 4th of July. Don't celebrate these damn holidays. You will understand that you can probably save on an average of 1,000 to 2,000 to 3 to 4,000 per year by not celebrating any of these holidays. Probably even more money you can save. Depends on your disposable income and what you bring it home. You can save a lot of money by not uh, spending on holidays. And they talking about, well, it's for the kids. Well, you know what? That's that woman mentality. That woman always put in your ear talking about, well, it's for the kids. No, she don't care about the damn children because 13, 14, 15, 14.1 million aborted black and Hispanic babies being aborted. She would have at least cared about keeping the child instead of killing it. If she cared about babies, she don't give a damn about the children. Otherwise, she wouldn't be like Ebony Wilkinson out there try to drown her kids to death and then try to blame the husband for everything. That's the problem with a lot of you so-called black women, you ostriches out there, and you Latin women too. Y'all always want to blame the man for every damn thing you do. Now, to a certain degree, it is our fault on a number of things. We will admit that one. But however, when it comes to you try to drown your kids and try to kill them just because you're mad at the husband or the husband did something to you, then that's shame on you. That's on your head right there. That's why God calls you an ostrich. But you can go to the last week. Go to my Ustream video last week in the archives, and you can get a lesson on that one. And it's on YouTube too, on the Bible KJV 1611, the Bible 1611 KJV channel. So you can look at that, and it says the ostrich strikes again. I recall I put on the ostrich strikes again. I think I did it a week, 2 weeks ago, maybe. I think 2 weeks ago. Here we go. Then so they devised pleased them well. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so for herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So They were willingly getting the king to have ordinances, getting ordinances from the king to do the licenses, the wills of the heathen. So the heathen was very pleased that the children of Israel, or some of the children of Israel, were willingly to accept their customs and their ways. And you know how the heathen is. When they pleased that you were willing to accept their ways, they said, "We have conquered you. We have made you one of us." Now you can't sit at our family dinner table and you can't marry my daughter, but you know what? You are one of us. Just long as you accept who you are, you're a servant, and you here to serve us, and you like our ways, you like our women, you like our customs, then you gonna have a great life with us. But if you despise our ways, you despise our cultures, you despise our holidays, you're gonna be a problem. That's what they're saying to you. They ain't gonna tell you in your face now. But they got ways of showing you that if you don't comply, well, some of us get put in jail, other of us gonna get put to death. But that's something we gotta be willing to accept in this day and age. We have to willing to be accept. They're gonna put some of us in jail. They'll probably put me in jail for bringing this word. They're gonna probably put me to death. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be in the news. You gonna be new like, "Oh, Jack, he's dead. What happened to him? Oh, he committed suicide." I'm gonna tell you this straight up right now. I'm gonna tell you live right here. You will never see Jack Newtown commit suicide. Never, never. I don't care how bad it gets. If it gets bad, that means the 12th hour is here. I don't care how bad life gets. You will never see me commit suicide whatsoever. If you see me sometime 1 year, 2 years from now, it's Jack Newtown's committing suicide. Somebody got me, and they have to try real hard too, because it's gonna be hard to take me down. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not bragging about myself. It's hard to take me down. Just like they did Otis Redding. They had to get a group of them. Now, he ain't no plane crash. That was a lie. Shoot. They had to get a crew of men to come after him. Otis Redding was a big man. I'm a big guy. So it's gonna be hard to take me down. You're gonna have to start shooting me with a machine gun or a shotgun, one or the other. That's the only way you're gonna take me down. You ain't gonna physically take me down. You better get like 10 people. You better get 10 people to take me down. Cause you one-on-one, I'm gonna drop you like an egg. And when I drop you like an egg, that means you're gonna be broken. You got 2 men, I'm gonna drop y'all like eggs. You get 3 men, I'll take y'all on 2. 3-on-1, that's fine. I'll break 1 to 3 of y'all. I'll break one of y'all down, and the other 2 will run. Watch. So I say you better bring a gun, because I ain't committing no suicide. That's the only way you're going to take me down. You better bring a gun. That's all you can do. You ain't going to fight me one-on-one. I'll destroy you. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. I will destroy you. So you better bring a crew, because I ain't committing no suicide. They'll put me in jail, one or the other. That's what's happening now. You getting brothers out there bringing in the truth. They'll find some way to put you in jail. And you know what's funny? They'll even use the so-called black woman to get you in jail. Yeah. They'll use the so-called black woman to put you in jail. I'm serious. This is not hatred or nothing. This is truth. These are facts and statistics that cannot be dismissed. See, numbers don't lie, but people do. Evidence doesn't lie. The Bible doesn't lie. You do. That's right. Verse 14, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen. So they have decided to take even the sports and activities of heathens, and males themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. And you see it right now. You seeing our young men right now? They're sold to do mischief. They're out there with their hats turned to the side. You know that hat stuff is Hermes. All that hat turned to the side, this and that, and sagging their damn pants and all that other stuff. We didn't do that. That's homosexuality right there. Then you got some damn rapper named some damn rapper talking about boy Pussy, pop that boy Pussy, and he's a homosexual. This is a rapper who's a homosexual. Got a rap. I couldn't even watch all the rap video. I saw 20 seconds of it and I cut it off because it was a video I was sent to me email talking about you gotta watch this. And I thought just somebody just sent me something. Okay, whatever. Talking about boy, pop that Bill boy Pussy, and had a bunch of young men in tight spandex booty popping. I'm serious. I'm dead serious about that. Had a bunch of young men in tights and spandex popping their booty on video. I'm talking about just like a woman, shaking just like a damn. I tell you, boy, this heathen, the Edom is the devil. I'm telling you that straight up, and I don't give a damn what anybody else says. You got, in the Guinness Book of World Records, they had a twerk contest, who the longest and the best twerk. And didn't you know the winner, those who hold the Guinness Book of World Record for twerking is a black man? Oh yeah, a black transsexual or tranny or whatever the hell that man it is. You understanding that they're willingly and celebrating homosexualizing the so-called black man? Why is there such a focus on black and Latin men being homosexuals? Now they see a white man being homosexual. That's the norm for them. That's like whatever. Don't worry about that. We keep it on the closet. But when they realize somebody like a Jason Collins or Michael Sam or any other athlete or some notable black person, so-called Israelite brother or sister, who in the limelight, and they come out as homosexual and they celebrate that, it's like they have won the lottery. I'm talking about white folks think it's like Edomites think that they done found the Ark of the Covenant, or they done found gold, or they found treasure, to see a so-called black man or Israelite man or Israelite woman accepting the homosexual lifestyle. And they're doing this on the young men. They're trying to force it through schooling and counseling, saying, well, it's okay to express yourself in a feminine way. I mean, and the parents should not say nothing. The parents should support this child from being effeminate. Hell no. My children become effeminate like that and homosexualized like that, I'm going to beat their behind. And I don't give a damn what counselor says. I don't give a damn what teacher says. I don't give a damn what the police says. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Yeah, you should support them. I'm gonna kick their teeth in for telling me that. And it'll be righteous. Don't have no homosexuals, no lesbians in my family. Ain't gonna have none of that foolishness. No sirree. No ma'am. That don't make any sense. To have that lifestyle, and it seems like the heathen wants us to love that culture. And it says, just like the industry, if you don't support homosexuality, like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Kanye West, and all these other guys, if you don't support that, you're not going to make any money. Especially Russell Simmons is bisexual by nature. That man worships Buddha, the Hindu stuff. He's the one that created the thug culture, believe it or not. Thuggee is a Hindu god or goddess. Actually, it's a Hindu goddess. Kira. Yeah, Kira is a Hindu goddess of violence, murder, and all types of evil mischief. and the Hindu understand is thugadi. It's thugadi. And so they cut it the thugadi, and made it to thug, Thug, instead of Thuggee, thugadi, with the Hindu. And so when Russell Simmons came in, there was no such thing as a thug culture before then. There was no such thing as a word as thug. Thug is a Hindu word. It's not an American word. It's a Hindu word. So Russell Simmons created the music Def Jam in purposing of harboring this thuggity culture. And when people say I'm a thug this, I'm a thug that, you're calling the name of a god, of a goddess, actually, of a demon, satanic, ancient Babylonian goddess. You are calling that name to draw power, because when you put on that, and believe it or not, the image of Thuggadee has the same image as the thug is doing: sagging pants, baggy clothes, kind of jewels and stuff like that. All this other stuff like thugs do. Because if you sag your pants, you wear a bandana, a color bandana, whatever, and people are going to take you as a thug. So you putting on that destructive spirit on you by what you wear does give you people a perception of who you are. If your daughter is wearing fishnet stockings and wearing 2 inches of fabric on her butt cheeks, and she's wearing some top that's holding up her rack, everybody's going to take her as a $2 whore, and if she gets raped, that's on her, because you know what, you're allowing that spirit, that horror spirit, to jump on men to entice them. That's what you're doing. Now, if you got a husband and you do it in the privacy of your own home, and you want to wear fishnet stockings and look like a prostitute for your husband in the privacy of your own home, be my guest, please. That probably will really turn them on. But to go out in public while you got men out there, men out there are like damn dogs. So just call them. Let's be honest. Well, the man shouldn't have to control himself. You're right. But you know what? When you entice somebody, it's like saying, I got free hot dogs. I'm enticing people to come and get them. So when a woman puts on something like that, she wants that attention. And you know what? You're going to get it. And sometimes it may not be the type of attention you want in the end of the day. But you know what? You got it. I just like somebody, a Caucasian, walking around in a Klan uniform, Klan outfit, Klan paraphernalia. You think he ain't gonna get approached by some brothers out there in the street? You think he ain't gonna get approached and get clapped, get shot, get beaten and stabbed or killed? You know? Yeah, you're asking for it because you're putting on that type of spirit. You're putting that Klan outfit. That's a symbol of hatred, murder, terrorism, violence against people of color. If you put on a three-piece business suit, people are going to think, oh, this is a businessman or attorney or maybe even a preacher. They're not going to think that you're some thug or something like that. They're going to think you are somebody of a corporate professional venue. So, the way you dress is extremely important. And that's why we're at the 12th hour. We are definitely at the 12th hour because we're seeing homosexuality becoming more rampant than ever. You're starting to seeing more commercials and talks. That's why I don't have cable or satellite. Thank the Most High. That are showing homosexual acts. Even the healthcare is changing to where homosexuals get the same benefits as married couples. Trust me, I got a letter from last week from the healthcare, the insurance company I'm with, health insurance company I'm with, and they stated now homosexuals can get the same benefits as the married couples. So things are changing for the worse. People try to equate homosexual rights with civil rights. That's not true. Because believe it or not, if you look at history, that those who violated the rights of the people of color were actually homosexuals. If you look at it, J. Edgar Hoover was a homosexual, and he was the biggest violator of civil rights of the people of color. You look at Woodrow Wilson, and you look at all the even most in prisons are homosexuals, bisexuals in nature. You look at the Klan. A number of the members of the Ku Klux Klan were homosexuals. They were, they went both ways, or, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the, a lot of the people who were against the children of Israel are homosexuals. That's why when they see you being an openly homosexual, they rejoice because they realize they have finally broken you. They have finally broken your spirit. They have finally broken you. Now you have become one of them. That's right. That is the ultimate goal for them, because not only they believe that they've broken you spiritually with homosexuality, but they have also found a better way, instead of eugenics, by trying to force y'all to not have children by cutting the womb of the so-called black woman. And that's happening right now. You got a lot of so-called black women who's getting cesarean sections, which they didn't need it. But Edom is doing this intentionally so they cannot produce any more children. They'll cut them to where it'd be difficult for them to have children. That's what's happening. And that is very wicked, and that is very satanic, and that is very evil. And Christ will come and commit mass murder upon you in Isaiah 63:1-6. And people say, well, I'm crazy and I'm insane. You don't understand love. Well, Christ does love in the core New Testament. He loves the Israelites. Let's go to Matthew 15:24. I think. Hold on. Here we go, 15:24. Let's start with verse 21. Then Jesus went therein and departed into the coasts of Tyre and Zidon. That is, Tyre and Zidon is the Ham, the land of Ham, or the so-called Africans. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast, and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thy son of David. Now, the same ones who said that Christ came from a virgin birth, the woman's already announcing that she is acknowledged that Christ is the son of David, the seed of David, David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word, and his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away, for she crieth after us. But Christ said, but he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So are you trying to correct Jesus Christ himself? Christ said he came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You try to counter that with John 3:16. Let's go there about while we at it. See, this is the problem with a lot of you. You try to correct somebody who is greater than you are, who is superior than you are. You are a heathen, and you ought to adhere to what Christ says and shut the hell up. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And they'll say, oh, that means everybody. Okay, let's go John chapter 3 verse 1. How about that? There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews, the same that came to Jesus by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from God, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest except God be with him. Okay. And believe me, that God be with him is translated to Emmanuel, and that's why people call him Emmanuel. Jesus answered and said, very verily I say unto you, except the man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Now, actually, Jesus was referring to the Israelites, because Nicodemus is a ruler of the Jews, of the Israelites, basically. So this is what's referencing to the children of Israel, those who believe, who are the children, believe it or not. You had the other children, the children of Israel, who did not believe and who led astray after the fall of Solomon. And when Solomon fell and his Zerubbabel, his two sons took apart the kingdom, and I think Zerubbabel had the tribe of Judah, and Zerubbabel had the tribe of Israel, the tribe of Israel. So the 12 tribes got split and went into two groups. One, the tribe of Israel, which led by Ephraim, Manasseh, your Simeon, Gad, Reuben, Zebulon, Naphtali. That's why they look a little different than the other Israelites, the traditional Israelites. And then you have the tribe of Judah, which is Judah, led by Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and Benjamin. So they got divided. That is when the referencing of those tribes, of course, which were called during the time the other tribe of Israel, the children of Israel was called not the house of Israel was called during the time the Gentiles, believe it or not. So there was two sets of Gentiles. There was the heathen Gentiles, and there were Israelites who no longer adhering to the laws, commandments, and statutes and went their own ways. And there were those who did keep the laws, commandments, and statutes, even though they were foolish, but they did keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. And that was the reference that Christ was referring to. Okay. Verse 14, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so much the Son of Man must be lifted. So that was also referring to the children of Israel when Moses came and helped deliver the children of Israel through, of course, through the Most High's power. Of course, he needed the Most High's power in order to get the children of Israel out of Egypt. So that is referencing to the children of Israel and those who are scattered across the four corners of the earth. It has nothing to do with the Christians whatsoever. There's nothing in the scripture in John 3:16 that's referencing to Christians or everybody. The world is actually used in the word world does not mean the earth. World actually means in a collective group during that time, the world of the Jews. Okay, just like the world of wrestling, the world of boxing, the world of baseball, the world of adult entertainment industry, the world of politics. Okay, doesn't mean the earth itself. See, people like to use interchangeable words to try to fit in certain prophecies or try to force it in to include themselves. That's a disgrace, actually. So let's as far as the heathen ways, and of course, again, the Ukraine and Russia thing. You gotta understand, this is checkmate. I'm gonna get on this real quick because I don't care about Russia. I don't care about the Ukraine. As long as in Romania they'll keep the monastery intact and not whitewash the images. I pray they don't. I pray they do not whitewash the images. And they will wreak havoc if they do. But Russia and Ukraine, we, the children of Israel, have nothing to do with that. Now, they allege that there were some Jews, they're still there in Ukraine. There's Jews there in Ukraine. We gotta save them. Believe it or not, there's Jews here in America, and we ain't talking about Brooklyn, New York either, or in New York. We're talking about Jews in all over the United States. I'm talking about those same Jews, those Benjamites, those Levites who are in your sports, who are in the NBA, who are in the NFL, who are in the MLBs, who are in your track and fields, and your Olympics, and your rapping, your boxing, your singing, your buck dancing. They're Jews. There are plenty of them around. They don't know who they are. So if you're talking about Jews, the Jews are already here. And we ain't talking about those who noses look like vultures. I'm just gonna call for what it is. I'm sorry. Now, are some of them mixed with the bloodline of the Israelites? Those so-called Jewish people? Yes, there's some. There's some who are mixed with that with the actual biblical Jew bloodline. Yes, there are some who are mixed with that. Don't get me wrong. But the majority of them are Europeans, are Grecians, Greeks and Romans. And that's been proven through archaeology and scientific DNA evidence. I know last month, a month or two ago, I think I did a video on it. Believe it or not, I did a video. You can go to my old archives on my Jack Radio, Jack Gully channel, and see. Oh, okay, and see that the study proved that the overwhelming majority of those who live in Israel today, the state of Israel today, are actually of European Germanic ancestry, not biblical Israelite ancestry. Yes. And that was on MSNBC News article. They flashed it real quick, and I managed to copy it and print screen and all the other stuff. And it's on my old videos I did a few months ago. And of course, I have it on. I have it on the screen recorder. I have the screen recorder on there that shows that the majority of the people in Israel are actually Europeans, and they have no Israelite Jew ancestry whatsoever in them. And they always say, well, it's the mother that determines. No, no, no. The father is the seed. Without seed, you will not exist. You are what your father is. You know, if your father was a Jew, you're a Jew. And if your mother was a Jew, then that doesn't matter. It's your father. Because they'll make Obama a Jew. Believe it or not, they'll make Obama a Jewish man. Because his mother is Jewish, not Irish. That's a lie. They're not Irish, they're Jewish. Because, you know, Jewish people, when they came here into America, they had these funny names. So they changed them to more like, you know, Irish names or Italian names or Dutch names or Scottish names or English names besides their, you know, their Turkic. Actually, that those names they have are Turkish. They're Poland. They're Polish. They're Turkish names. Khazarian by nature, of course. So they had to change their names because, you know, they want to blend in. You know, because if someone heard that name, they may get, you know, they may get a side eye. They may get looked at bad. They may get maybe possibly hunted down because they're the last chosen people, which is not even true. That's just a fabricated lie that's been created for ages. You got to understand that the nation of Edom thinks hundreds and hundreds of years ahead above everyone else. The elite high-level Edomites have plans hundreds of years. You look at Albert Pike's book, Morals and Dogma, and he already had plans of how to conduct bringing the return of the Messiah by pushing more war, pushing more bloodshed, pushing more violence, and everything in the book of Morals and Dogma that Albert Pike they have already planned has come to pass. Oh yeah. So Albert Pike understood prophecy, and he used that to his advantage by using it, put it in his book, saying, okay, this is what we need to do in order to fulfill that prophecy. See, they are there to serve Lucifer because they believe Lucifer will help them become immortal by allowing Lucifer to reach to the heavens. Because, you know, Lucifer is not into the upper heavens. Now, he's in the lower plane of heaven, but he is not in the upper heavens. Believe it or not, Lucifer takes his orders from the Most High. That's true. Lucifer takes his orders from God. God is the conductor of good and evil. Yes. The Most High God is the conductor of good and evil. Yes. He creates good. He creates evil. Yes. God does that. Lucifer is only following orders. Lucifer is only doing the objective of what the Most High has. See, remember what I said earlier? His thoughts are not your thoughts, and your thoughts are not his. Okay? So the Most High is staying on a ultima God level, super ultimate God level, spiritual, a level that we will never comprehend. Yes, they're made of the image of the Most High, but we will never comprehend to the level of his thinking. Never. That's why, you guys out there who are saying, "Well, God made a mistake, this and that." And I'm gonna call Tommy Sotomayor to the floor on this one. He made a video, and I'm calling him out on this one, just on this particular part. He made a video in which there was a barroom fight, and which was disgusting. Or was it that story when the guy got? Oh no, it was the story where a guy got killed in Dallas. He was trying to break up a fight with this girl's boyfriend. He was beating on her and all this other stuff, so he went in to stop it, and of course, he licked the guy pretty good. And so the guy came back with guns and started shooting and killed him. And all these women after his death hooting and hollering and Jesus, Jesus, which they was praying to Cedre. They must have said Cedre, Cedre, Cedre. And he made commentary, and I agree about pretty much all he said until he said that I guess God makes mistakes, because he made a mistake in making the black woman's hair woolly and all this other stuff, this and that. I'm going to call you on the phone that one, Tommy Sotomayor. Because if you say God made a mistake, then why did he allow you to stay alive? Because you had a heart attack, remember? You had a heart attack. You went to jail for something you didn't do. You had a heart attack. You could have died right then and there. The Most High could have just said, okay, time for him to go. But he managed to allow you to live. So did the Most High make a mistake on that, Tommy Sotomayor, sir? So you better be careful about things like that, because it can come and haunt you back later on in life. I'm calling you out, Tommy, on just that argument in particular. Now I respect your other views, because you're right about that, about a lot of stuff. But this one, you should have left the Most High out of that situation. You should have left the Most High. And better yet, let's go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. Let's see what God's hair look like. Why you talking about God made a mistake making woolly hair? You done lost your damn mind right there, boy. Come on. Let's see what God's hair look like while we at it. Since you know the Bible. You don't know the Bible. You've been learning from your mama, and number one, your mama, and I'm gonna say it just like this. You can get mad all you want. Your mama ain't got no damn business preaching. I'll go in there. I'll go in the scripture on that one too. Watch. We're gonna get on that one. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. Here we go. This is Daniel. Daniel, of course, the prophet Daniel, one of the great prophets. Verse 9. I beheld, till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. The Ancient of Days is the Most High, because he is the most ancient of all ancients. The Ancient of Days is God, whose garments was white as snow. Here we go. And the hair of his head like the pure wool. Hold on now. Hold on, son. Hold on, brother. Oh, my goodness. Hold on, nigga. Negro. Tommy. Come on now. Come on, brother. Come on, you need to get out of that mind state. You could be I'm telling you, with your mind and your effectiveness, you can become a powerful brother in this truth. I'm telling you, Tommy. You and who's that brother? Forerunner 777. If you guys can get y'all mind in these scriptures, I'm telling you guys can really change a lot of people, a lot more than you're doing now. I'm telling you, brother. Here we go. Whose garments were white as snow. Oh, garments is white as snow. So describe the color of his garments. And hair of his heads like the pure wool. It ain't talk about the color of wool. His hair of his like the pure wool. Wool comes in many colors, believe it or not. There's black wool. There's brown wool. There's reddish looking wool. There's yellowish looking wool. Wool ain't just white. Okay. All right. That's what you call refine. When they refine it, they bleach it. They bleach the wool. That's how it becomes up white. But pure wool comes in different colors. So they ain't talk about the color of his hair is like pure wool. No, the texture of his hair is the pure wool. Here we go. And I know you Edomites are going to say, well, it's just symbolizing the lamb and his animal. That's all. Shut the hell up. Stop lying. You are of the devil. And I will go into John 8:44 real quick. And then I'm going to go into Timothy about Thomas' mama being a preacher. And that's why she should stop preaching, actually. I'm just going to be honest with you on that one. White as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. That's God's. God's hair is like the pure wool. That's what Daniel chapter 7 verse 9 says. This is an actual Bible. Look, read here. Read here. This is a Bible. This is an actual Bible. Not no revised, not no New King James and all this other crap. This is an actual Bible. Okay? If this is the Bible of the white man, so y'all so-called Afrocentrics say, you pro-black, pan-Africanism, you're phonies. If this is the white man's Bible, then why does Daniel chapter 7 verse 9 exist? They would have said the hair will be, it's like, head of his hair is like the horse mane. Would it said that? Yeah, it would have said that. But it doesn't. It says his hair like the pure wool, his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels is burning as fire. Hair like the pure wool, Tommy. Even Christ's hair is like wool. So next time when you go out there and you say that, talk about God made a mistake on the hair texture and the people, you gotta understand the daughters of Jerusalem are like the ostrich, according to Scripture. That she crushes her eggs, mainly aborts the children. God said that the children of Israel are evildoers, because an evildoer is someone who's willing to do evil on their own will. Now, someone who's born evil, that's a different story. They just who they are. But the children of Israel are evildoers because they're willing to do evil. They're willing to be just like the heathen. So next time, Tommy, maybe you need to just keep the Most High. If you don't got nothing good to say about the Most High, shut your damn mouth and shut the hell up and just do what you do best. Okay? Go on rants. Do what you do best. But when it comes to the Most High and saying he made a mistake, no, you made a mistake by putting the Most High and saying he made a mistake. You made a mistake. Shut the hell up next time. And let's go into the book of Timothy. And no woman cannot counter these scriptures when it comes to. Here we go. Better yet, let's go to Corinthians. Let's go to Corinthians. Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. So every man on this earth, Christ is your head, no matter if you're a heathen or not. Okay? If you're a heathen, hey, Christ will rule as the high king and high priest, so you will serve him. And the head of every woman is the man. So, woman, I'm talking about righteous man. We talking about men who follow Christ. We ain't talking about no pants sagging, bum, faggot homo, talking about pop that boy P-U-S-S-Y, pants sagging, pink draws, tiny pants, sissy boy, metrosexual, lip gloss, pink manicures looking sissy boy. We ain't talking about that. We talking about a real man. We talking about a righteous man. So the head of the woman is the man. So a righteous man, woman, he is your head. He is your Lord. The man is your Lord. No, Christ is my Lord. No, pecking order. It's called the pecking order. There's the Most High God, and Christ adheres to his daddy, and we men adhere to Christ, and you women adhere to the man. So if that order, if it's in synchronization, you gotta follow it. Otherwise, well, you know where your end's gonna end up at. And some of y'all are willing to accept that to just to topple the man. Some of you women got those spirits in you. You want to outdo the man. You want to topple the man. You think you're better than the man. No, you're not. God designed you a certain way. Now, yeah, you may be smarter than he is. You may can think faster than he does. Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're smarter than the man. You think a little faster than the man. Yes. But when it comes to common sense, when it comes to bloodlust, when I mean bloodlust means you're ready for war. See, a man is wired for aggression. Okay? Yeah, you get these beasties on videos that are aggressive. Well, they learn that from the man. They learn that behavior from the man. Okay? And some of them, I don't think they even women. you want me to be honest with you? Some of these little young black girls ain't even women. They probably men. Got steroid, testosterone, all kind of stuff in it. Yeah, that's why we call them beasties, ostriches. But see, we got so many weak men. That's the reason why you got the rise of these beastie women. You got so these weak, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go on the Jack Radio. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go ham. You got some of these weak, effeminate, buster-made, bitch men, and when I watched that video of those women brawling on St. Patty's Day, which is a heathen holiday anyway, you ain't got no damn business celebrating a wicked satanic culture anyway. You idiots. You willing to celebrate their days instead of your high holy days. You willing to not to acknowledge that you're an Israelite, but you willing to acknowledge that you adhere to St. Patrick's Day like you Irish. Dummy, you ain't no Irish woman. That's why you try to put red in your hair and all these hair hats and all this other foolishness. But you cowardly, weak black man, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You cowardly, weak, pathetic, low-life, simpleton black man out there. You let these women tear up stuff, destroy each other, beat each other to a pulp. You allow these women to do this. We, as groups of men, we need to stand up and say, no, we ain't gonna have these women acting a damn fool. Even you got to put them in a chokehold. Put them in a chokehold if you got to stop them. I know they get a little aggressive. That's why you are the strength. You are a man. You are strong. Oh, these pieces are too strong for me. Then you need to lift weights. You need to do calisthenics. You need to pump the iron. You need to pump that you need to pump that. You need to pump that damn iron, buddy. You need to pump the iron. You weak man. This is why these women are out of control. You weak as hell. You weak as water. You're weak. I say it in your face. You're weak. You're sagging your damn pants. You're weak. You messing with another man. You're weak. Talking about pop that boy PSSY. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak. Refuse to take care of your children. You're weak. You're weak. Smoking dope all day. You're weak. Getting drunk all day. You're weak. Pulling your pants down to anything that moves. You're weak. You're a weak man. That's why these women are taking over. Because the man refused to be a man. He wanna be a simpleton, a lazy nigga. A lazy negro. Now the women have to pick up the slack and do the stuff that you should be doing. Not her. She's not built to do things like that. She's not designed to do stuff that you as a man supposed to. You be faking the system, try to get disability because you don't want to work. You sorry Negro. But you're making babies. You're making babies, but you're on disability. Nigga, please. You done lost your dang mind. You're weak. I ain't talking about all you men. I'm talking about those who sit out there laughing, letting these girls pulverize each other, let them cut each other up, let them try to kill each other. You sit up there, you're laughing, talking about, ha 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 ha, oh, they trying to come up, they trying to come up. You, boy, I will put all you niggas in headlocks and snap your damn necks and you die for that. You are pathetic. You are cowards. That's why there's black on black crime is through the roof. That's why gang violence. That's why kids are in gangs, because they ain't got no man to look up to. They ain't got no father to look up to. Ran off and probably got another woman knocked up or doing dope. So you got the oldest young boy raising his siblings instead of the actual father. Because a woman can't raise no children. Not no man. Maybe a daughter to a certain extent, but not no son. You weak. Talking about, I ain't getting into it. They may hurt me. You're a man. You built for strength. You built for resistance. You need to go out. You drop the Krispy Kreme donuts. Drop the weed smoke. Drop the cigarettes. Drop all that damn alcohol. Drop all that damn promiscuity. Stop skeeting all over the damn place with all these whorish women and get into the gym and pump some iron, boy. Get some man in you. I ain't talking about the homosexual stuff. I'm talking about testosterone boosting. Do some push-ups. Do some sit-ups. Do some calisthenics. Come on now, man. Talking about you. You're a coward. You're a coward. And that's why the nation of Edom is laughing. That's why they don't want y'all around. That's why they exclude y'all from everything. You've been broken down, defeated, docile, and demented. You don't even know how to survive. When stuff hits the fan, you don't know what to do. You probably run and try to rob somebody, try to take their resources. Oh, white folks got something for you too. You try, they'll blow your head off quick, clean, without question. And nobody's not going to regard you. Because you're weak. You weak men. I'm talking about you weak men out there. You weak, cowardly men. I ain't talking about all you brothers. I'm talking about most of you weak Latin black men, weak as water. Oh yeah, the white man's a coward just like George Zimmerman is. Can't fight worth a lick. Yeah, I understand that. But you're a bigger coward. You sit up there, you letting your women destroy each other. You letting your women out there kill each other. You letting your women out there beat the daylights out of each other. You talking about, oh, I ain't gonna get into it. I don't want to get hurt. You ain't no man, nigga. You might also resign from your permission and commit seppuku. If you cannot be strong enough to get your woman to control herself, you need to resign as a man. Get on your knees. Commit seppuku. Resign. We don't need you. We can't build a nation without no weak men. We can't, no, sir. We can't build no nation without no weak niggas. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it at all. We can't build no nation with no weak men. Oh, no, sirree. We can't do it. We can't, and we won't do it. You might as well step down as a man, and you might as well get a sex change for all I care. Get a sex change if you can't be a man. You might as well be a woman. It seems like y'all do a better job being a woman than a man. It seems like when y'all become women, y'all end up taking over the men. Woo, boy, I tell you, Edom is very happy right now. Just like that man who the twerk king in the Guinness Book of World Records, it seems like y'all do a better job being black women than y'all being a black man. Y'all might as well switch roles because some of these black women doing a better job being a black man. That's how low the state of our people have become. And we tried to bring y'all this word, and y'all sit there like, you ain't trying to hear that. Okay. You ain't trying to hear that? Okay. All right. Hey, hey. Okay. That's how you want it. That is how you want it. Now let's go to verse 8. We're still on Corinthians chapter 11. Let's go to verse 8. Let's see what it says. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So that alone tells you that woman cannot preach. Let's go to Timothy while we're at it. Hold on. I'm just looking at some of the scriptures right here. So I have not forgotten. Here you go. First Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Now, I bet you no woman preacher will go through. Your Juanita Byrams, your Joyce Myers will never go through this, and your Paula Whites, and you women who sit there and adhere to this women preaching nonsense. You are insane. You are crazy. You are as nutty and psychotic as Ebony Wilkerson and Memory Carey. Uh huh. And Andrea Yates and Jodi Arias. You're nutty as them women. Here we go. Here we go. Verse 11. Chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So it's the solution. Okay. That is the solution for a woman to be saved. Verse 15. Notwithstanding that she shall be saved in childbearing. So a woman who says, I want abortions, I don't want to have no children, then you know what? You're not being saved, really. If they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. So if you have faith, charity, and holiness with sobriety and childbearing, you shall be saved, woman. That's the solution. That's the solution to come out of you being the first to be deceived and transgression, because woman was the first to transgress the law. That's why you have children, so you can be saved from, being destroyed through that transgression. That's the solution. Faith, charity, holiness with sobriety, as well as childbearing. And when I mean child, we ain't talking about 4 kids with 4 different men. That's just whoredom. We're talking about 4 kids with the same man. Now, okay, women in the past may have a past. They had a child out of wedlock. Okay, we understand that. Now, if you got 3 children out of wedlock and now you decide to get right, it's too late. I'm not saying it's too late for you to be saved and repent, but at the same time, it's going to be very difficult for you. You a single mom with 3 children from 3 different relationships. You crazy. You're crazy as hell. You're insane. And I wouldn't be up. Hey, and I'm not, and I can't blame a brother who don't want to be in a relationship with you because you're nuts. Just like that young lady. What's her name? I am pretty red. Brittany Harris. Now she's a young, attractive looking woman. She's 25 years old, beautiful woman. But something is not up there with her brain. Something is not functioning properly because now she's finna have a fourth child by a fourth different man. And she's a beautiful woman, a beautiful, calmly looking woman. But it's I'm telling you, just because the sister's not very attractive, that don't mean she's messed up in the head. There are some not so attractive looking sisters who actually are good women, who actually are good wives, who actually will adhere to this Bible, and who will actually do what you want them to do. Righteously, of course. Righteously. That's another subject. That is another subject for another time right there. But y'all men, and I'm gonna go back on the men again. Y'all men will go out there and try to find these, especially you Negroes, and you Negroes are the reason. Most of None of you Negroes are the reason why these women be wearing these hair hats and perms. I'm just gonna say it straight up, because these women didn't come out the room talking about I want to wear a perm, I want to wear a hair hat. No, we looked at the other nations. We as yeah, we. I used to be thinking the same damn way. We as men looked at the other nations talking about we like that. We like the long silky hair and blonde blue eyes and blonde hair, and all this other crap, all this other stuff. And we sought for that, and now women looked at that and said, "That's what you like? Okay, that's what we're gonna wear." So they tried it out, thinking that that will keep the brothers in line, but in most cases it didn't. They still went to the other nations as well because they said, "Why get the invitation when I can get the real thing?" Right? So when you see these women with these hair hats and blonde wigs, it's ridiculous. It's wicked. It's sick. It's retarded. Actually, some of that can be accounted on our choices of women because we look at the other nations as beautiful and comely compared to our women. So, oh, she got nappy hair. You got nappy hair too, nigga. So what? And believe it or not, your hair is not born naturally nappy. Your hair is born curly. Look at your baby pictures. Why would your hair ends up becoming very nappy, as they call it, is because God has put dietary laws upon us. Don't eat pork. Don't eat crab. Don't eat lobster. Don't eat shrimp. And believe it or not, a number of that stuff that you eat contributes to why your hair don't shave your head. Now you can trim your hair, yes. A lot of y'all end up shaving your damn heads, balding your damn head, shaving this, shaving that off, etc. God told you not to do that. There's a reason for that. That's why a lot of you brothers get razor bumps. That's the punishment for shaving your beard and shaving your head. Razor bumps. Why do you think there's a mass market of bump fighter razor bump stuff for men? For black men, of course. Even the heathen nations even know who you are. They ain't gonna tell you, but they even know who you are. So they'll market that to you because they can make money off your stupid behind. Oh yeah. Why do you think you get razor bumps? Oh, it's obvious. Cause when I was shaving my beard years ago, I had like razor bumps all over here. This. I look like a damn Toxic Avenger on the by the beard level. Bumps all back here because I was shaving. I will shave my head this and shave this like a damn sissy boy. Now I let all this grow, and it's been growing about over a year, 2 years or so. And I've not had one razor bump. I have not no bumps, no sores, no nothing. Now I do trim my beard. I don't shave it. I trim it. I trim it because when it gets out here like this, store like that, I trim it down. I want to keep a standard, of course. There's nothing wrong with trimming your beard. The Bible says man came with trimmed beards. But when you look at the hair hats, a lot of a number of that has to do with of course the media, the culture, the forcing of Edomite customs and cultures and behaviors, and our women have been sucked into that nonsense. But then they look at us, looking at them, then they say, well, maybe we should try do that so you can bring some of these men back. But if the mothers would stop perming their daughters' hair at early ages and let the hair be natural by stop eating pork, stop eating shrimp, all that crab, lots actually that does affect your hair. What you eat does affect your hair. That's a fact. My uncle told me that, and believe it or not, he knows as well. He's a Vietnam. He died about a few months ago from cancer, unfortunately, and that had to do. He's the healthiest man ever. The reason he had that is because he was at war. He went to Vietnam, and he had a missile in his gut. He could have killed him, but the Most High saved him. Guts all out, all the other stuff. Man, that's another, like I said, another topic for itself. And that's how he ended up later on getting cancer because of the stuff, the stuff, the powder and the stuff, gunfire and shell shock and all the other stuff. Agent Orange mainly. I believe he was a victim of Agent Orange. It was. But my uncle lived a healthy lifestyle while he had Agent Orange, and his hair was always smooth. His hair was always curly and smooth. Not like white folk hair, but curly and smooth. He ain't put no this kits, blowout kits, or S curl kits and all this other crap. No, because he didn't eat certain foods. He didn't eat pig. He eat pork. He eat all this other all this lobster and all this other stuff. He ate mainly vegetables and fruits, and ate some meats, but they were clean meats. And his hair was always, smooth, like etc. like that. Now my grandfather, that's a different story because he's, from what I was told, he was Native American. He was Choctaw, so that's why his hair was always smooth. But and if you look at that and learn to have your daughters not perm their hair will be beautiful, long and curly. They'll be able to manage their hair much easier. All you women have to do, because my little cousin, she's like 7 years old. Her hair is curly and smooth, and as ever. She ain't no mixed race or nothing like that. She black. Her dad is black. Her dad is dark skinned, dark as Christ. Her mother is brown skin, and her hair is smooth. No perms, none of that chemical stuff, etc. Her hair is curly. You can tell a natural curly hair by when they put it in the ball, it curls. It still curls up, and the wave still be on the head when it recedes back, etc. And her hair is curly and natural. Never had a perm in her head. None of those chemicals whatsoever. And I pray Mom will not put no chemicals, no perms in that young beautiful girl's hair. And look, her son's hair is smooth and wavy. Because when you take care of your hair, and when you don't perm it and never perm it, and you manage it, that's why God tells his daughter Jerusalem to wear head coverings. See that? See, the Most High thinks on a magnified level. He thinks on a whole grandiose level than anyone. Even Lucifer knows his knowledge. He ain't gonna tell you that, because he's there to deceive you. But you want to get to understand how the Most High, just an inch of what the Most High thinks, the Bible. That's right. The Bible. He's thinking on a whole different stratosphere, a whole molecular level than anyone else. That's why you sisters need to cover your heads. Oil your hair and cover your head. And I'm telling you don't perm your hair and you get your daughter at a young age to start doing that, And when she gets 10, 12 years old, you're going to see the results. You're going to see her hair long and curly. I'm talking about even the darkest skin sister. And y'all talking about, oh, the darker the skin, the nappier the hair. That's not true. You look at the Nubians. The Nubians are not a people. The Nubians are the Ethiopians. Those Hamites. They're Ham. They're Ham. The children of Ham. And you Pan Africans need to get to learn that. I mean, you be saying once and talking about pro black this, pro black that, but you got a white woman on your arm. You marry somebody outside your race. So that's why I disregard it. That's why I disregard pretty much everything you talk about. Building, building. Let's talk about building. While you keep talking building, the Israelites are actually building. They're brothers who are in camps and organizations who are building schools across the country as we speak. Who are getting people organized, who are getting brothers and sisters to change their way, their lifestyle, their diets, the way they think, and their spending power. That's what the Bible does for those who follow it. Even Christians who maybe always want to argue with you or won't agree that Christ is black or the Most High, his hair is woolly, and they're like, well, color doesn't matter because they know the truth. That's why they say color doesn't matter, because they know the truth. But they at least have somewhat of a charity bone to help people of other nations, even our own people. They even take time to travel because they got the money and the power. They already conquered everybody. They take time, and even some they may not even know the truth, because believe it or not, a number of these Edomites got blinders on, like horses. Like horses with the blinders on, they can't see here, they can't see because they don't have peripheral vision whatsoever. A lot of Caucasians have blinders on when it comes to this earth. They're deceived. They're deceived just like us. Because we tell them this, they're like, I don't know about all that. Because they have been, that part of history has been withheld from them. Because if none of these white folks realize the history that our people went through and who the children of Israel are, I bet you their minds will change quick. And they'll probably be angry and they'll be ready to riot. Because they're like, hold on, these are God's children. How dare you do this to them? There's earnest Gentiles like Cornelius and those people out there like that who exist. And they're out there helping people of the other nations and all this other stuff and all this, even though they're Christians and they're foolish religion, but they're doing more work than you're doing for those who refuse to understand who they are. And then y'all mock the brothers who are teaching on the street. They're actually building schools. They're actually feeding people. They're actually helping families. They're actually getting homes for families, getting jobs for families. What y'all do? What y'all Pan-Africans are doing? Building. You're using the same tactics that has been used for the last 20, 30, 40 years and has failed miserably. Malcolm X realized that before he came with the truth. He got gunned down because they knew he was going to tell the truth. Martin Luther King realized he got deceived and it was too late. They got him. They got him. It was too late for him. He was about to do a 360, but they said no. Yep. Oh yeah. They tried to get rid of Eisenhower, but it's too late. He got old, and he before his inauguration speech, he told the truth on national television about the military-industrial complex. But you don't hear the news talk about that ever, because they want you to ignore that. But a lot of that, what the women are doing, our women are doing, blue contacts, green contacts. All that, a portion of that has to do with the media and culture, and a portion has to do with us men who are being weak. See, when you got a weak man with who are easily to be weakened by sex and by how much booty they can obtain, then a woman gonna run wild. See, when you have the man who's righteous, whose mind in check, and a woman sees that a man is willing to stand up, a man that they ain't taking no funny business, a man who will be earnest, a man who is austere, that woman is gonna follow that man because she said that man's in order. She like, I can't disrespect this man. This man's my lord. But then when you got niggas sagging their pants, rapping, gold teeth in their mouth, monkey buck dancing, thug tattoos, borderline homosexuals, she ain't gonna respect you. She gonna call you nigga and probably call you a bitch in your face. She ain't gonna respect you. Now there are just some women who are just, I should just leave them alone, avoid them at all cost. And then there are just some women who are only reflecting your weakness. That's just a fact. There are just some women who are only reflecting the weakness of the so-called black and Latin man. So if you are providing weakness by making excuses of everything in life and not holding yourself accountable of your actions, then the woman gonna say, well, shoot, I can do the same thing. If you're doing it, I can do it. That's a fact. That's by design, that a woman will follow a man. If a man is righteous, now there are gonna be some women who are what they call very slick ostriches who will pretend they love you, and then they'll get what they can out of you, and then they rob you, and then they probably get you killed, and that end up happening. There's a lot of ostriches out there, but then there's those out there who are waiting for a man to actually take the helm. Just like that movie, the Tyler Perry movie with Cicely Tyson. I forgot the movie. It was about some couple about to get married, and this banker guy was abusing his wife, his fiance, and they end up getting married. Her sister ended up getting married with a guy who was actually a good guy, good man. Um, and it was a part that I was actually very intrigued by what Cicely Tyson says, that she said, you men need to stand up and take your position. Take your place, and you women need to follow him. You women need to follow this man. You said, man, stand up and take your role, take your position, and that's what we're not doing. And you said, well, here's why. Here's you niggas out there, y'all out there running around, pulling your pants down to anything that moves, anything that's willing to. I mean, it's like you got one nigga out there that's having sex with a woman, and then this other nigga, I'm just gonna use the word because that's what they are, niggas. A man doesn't do this. A nigga sees another nigga having sex with a woman, he says, I'm gonna get that too, because if he can get it, I can get it. Passing the woman around. That type of sick, and rappers promote that type of mentality. Hey, pass this chick around. Yeah, let's pass her around. Let's do this. Yeah, let's set her out. Yeah, let's set her out, man. Let's run the train on her, man. Yeah. What if that was your daughter? What if that was your sister? What if that was your wife or girlfriend? Better yet, what if that was your mother? Then how would you feel about that situation? That's the sign of a weak man right there. The willing to put his own woman out there to be used like a whore. Well, she want to do it. Okay, because she's only following your direction, stupid. That's why you have pimps and hoes. A hoe will do what a pimp tells her. If a pimp says, don't do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to put you out there, you know what the hoe gonna do? She gonna follow his lead. So if you man say, hey, we ain't gonna do this. If we got a group of men, even if we got 100, 200 men to say, hell no, we ain't gonna do none of this madness to our women. We're not gonna treat them this way. Now, if they're ostrich, they can go somewhere else. Now, if they're women who just need some help, need some teaching, then yes, we're gonna do what we can. Because if you can't do your job on this earth, then you know what? The Most High doesn't need you. He doesn't. He doesn't. Has no more. Your services are no longer required if you cannot be a man to stand up. Because if the angels have to do your job as a man, you got to die first before the angel does his job. You got to be put out the category. That's right. You have to be put out the category. That's a fact. And you see why women are going buck wild. I'm not sitting up here, oh, you a simp, blah, 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 blah. No. I've been through that stage when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. Okay. Luckily, I managed to do that at a younger age. Now I'm older. Not like I tell some brothers, I said, look, that woman ain't good for you. You know. Because I didn't have nobody sit down and tell me this and that, this and that. See, my father died early, unfortunately. So I didn't. So when I was in my teenage years, I didn't have a father. I didn't have nobody, no mentor, somebody like that, to tell me what I need to do, what I don't need to do. Because they was too busy doing their thing. And what guidance I got, it was whoredom. It was about whoring, and it was promoted, and it was celebrated, and it was something, a feel good thing. Even the women celebrated with that foolishness. That's nothing to be proud of, to be a whoremonger. It's not a proud. That's not a good title to be a so-called player. Player equals whoremonger. That's not a good title for your sons to carry. That's a whoremongering title, because then you have to look at the lady, and she's part of that. What you gonna call her? You gonna call her a player too? She's getting laid up. She's getting knocked up with children, and nobody to take care of those kids. Huh? What about that? That's why the women out there perming their hairs. And believe it or not, the perm was invented by a so-called German white man. And the first perm was applied on white women. Look it up on the history. It wasn't Bethune Cook or these so-called black inventors. No, it was done in the late 1700s, believe it or not. The perm was invented by a white German man. And they use electric heat currents to do it. Now, the perm with the chemicals and lye came in with so-called black women, because it was the quickest way, because it wasn't the more advanced. They didn't have all the tools and technology to use in order to do that. So instead, they used the lye. Instead of, because see, white women want to curl their hair up like the black women. Believe it or not. And even a white woman told me this. So-called white woman. The white woman will go into these beauty shops to curl their hair up like black folks. Yeah. And said the black woman would perm their hair out like white folks. Yeah. So the white woman was trying to emulate the black woman even in the 1700s. You look through history of King James the Fourth of Scotland, he was actually a black man. You know, funny thing that the Hollywood industry are the most research and the most intellectual archaeologists on earth. The movie called The Last King of Scotland. Now you would think the Last King of Scotland, you would think a white man. No, who they had on the image? Forrest Whitaker, black man. Idi Amin. Now, of course, Idi Amin wasn't no Scottish man, but you didn't understand the symbolic nature of why they put that title on a black face. It's because who was the last king of Scotland? You guessed it, King James the Fourth of Scotland. He was the last king of Scotland. He was the last dark ruler of Scotland. You think the white man would translate the Bible, would authorize to translate the Bible to have God with woolly hair, Christ with woolly hair, and arms of light color to burnish brass in the furnace? That's like has been burned in a furnace. Not burned in a furnace, but burned in a furnace. Hmm? No, absolutely not. So the Last King of Scotland movie was symbolic. The title itself, not the whole movie itself, but the title was symbolic, and it had a black face on there. Now y'all said King James was a homosexual. Has not been proven. No evidence show that. Believe it or not, that mask that the anonymous groups and these We Are Change groups, those type of groups, patriot groups that wear that mask, that's a mask of an assassin named Guy Fawkes. That's actually his image. A lot of people don't know that either. I'm telling you because I'm telling you the truth because I love you. But if you look at the Buxons, the big butts, the rear ends, the women would have their dresses like bells. Who, believe it or not, there wasn't no design like that. That was emulating a woman's buttocks, a particularly so-called black woman's buttocks, because believe it or not, the there were black rulers in Europe. Yes, before the Renaissance. That's why they were called the Dark Ages, not because of the Black Plague and all this other stuff. It happened, but not to the magnitude of how it was exaggerated. You know how Edom alters history a lot, but you know, it's always they always miss some calculations or end up being some Edomite that ends up having somewhat of a heart for the children of Israel and people of color and manage to leak that out. But if you look at the buxoms, where the Edomite women were wearing, they were emulating a round, nice behind like traditional black women have. The black and Hispanic women have, Latin women has that curve. Now you say, well, white women got butts too. Well, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But if you look at a lot of them ain't 100% Caucasian, believe it or not, who has a natural curves like that. A lot of them ain't 100%. A lot of them ain't 100%. They ain't 100% Caucasoid. You know what I mean? Mixed with something. But if you look at that as well, and they say, oh, King James had sex with his mother. Impossible. His mother was put in prison when he was 2 years old and never got out. She died in prison. So it'd be impossible for King James to even have a sexual relationship with his mother when his mother's been in prison when he was 2 years old. Ever since he was 2, she's been imprisoned. See there? You always gotta look at everything. And you know how, and the scriptures even expand upon, not talking about King James itself, but just the understanding of how things are being deceived. Psalm 64:69, 64:9 tells you they search out things in iniquity and their heart is deep. Archaeologists. And what I was saying to the woman, it's back to why they're trying to look like the other nations. It's because we're appealing to that instead of loving our women. And you got 12 tribes to choose from, believe it or not. I mean, you got the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Zebulun, the tribe of Naphtali, the tribe of Issachar, the tribe of. I mean, you got 12 tribes to choose from as for a woman. So God, the Most High did not leave you out in the cold, okay, when it comes to choice of women. Now, if you wanna deal with interracial marriages, that's fine. I cannot stop you. All I can tell you is what the scriptures say about it. That's all I can say. All I can tell you. And now if you one of those who don't want to have the understanding of the truth, then this ain't for you. Then I mean, then don't come crying to the Most High talking about, oh, now I realize the truth. It's too late. The door has shut. Christ has shut the door on you. But there are women, our sisters out there who actually are worthy to be loved, are worthy to be called a wife, worthy to have children, and the father to be there for them, support them. And then there's the ostriches that you must avoid at all costs. Some of y'all have taken an approach to avoid all black women but deal with white women. Well, you're going to have the same problem with them as you did with the black women. Maybe I'm going to tell you the truth. Maybe it has something to do with you. I'm just going to be honest. Maybe some of you guys who have abandoned your women in the 12 trials, maybe a lot of that has to do with your behind being weak, pathetic, just don't want to just I don't know what's wrong with some of you men. But yeah, you got a lot of ostriches out there. Don't get me wrong. And they're aborting children by 14 million. Oh yeah, you got a lot of ostriches out there. You got to avoid those women. But those who are willing to repent, those women who are willing to be under a man, if the man shows strength and leadership, then hey, you're always gonna have problems. You're gonna have bumps and roads in life. You know, and there's some number of systems who got this jacked up spirit, thinking that they're the man, that they're the authority, and they can run over you. Avoid those women at all cost. Yes, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of them like that, but then there's some out there who actually are worthy. They just and see, here's another thing. You Negro man, I'm just gonna be honest with you. A lot of you, not all of you, but a number of you want these women to be easy. See, you want to talk to them for one day and have sex with them the next day, and think, oh, that's a good woman. No, the worthy women that you say that are not there, they are in your face. It's just they're not going to sit there and lay up with you overnight. Okay, they ain't gonna sit there and just listen to all your BS. Okay, there's a difference. See, the women you talking about, oh, they stuck up, they're bourgeois. Did she this, she that? Well, she's waiting for the man who actually is worthy, not the man who's just gonna lay her up and then have children and then run off and leave. That's what you Negroes want to do. You want to have a relationship with no strings attached whenever you want to have at your convenience. You're not even a righteous man. You don't should have the honor to even do the things that you do because you're not even a righteous man whatsoever. So how can a woman adhere to your authority when you yourself cannot hold your own self to the standards of Christ? When you cannot adhere to Christ's authority. So if a woman says you cannot adhere to Christ's authority, we ain't talking about no Cesar Borgia, no white man Jesus. We're talking about the Christ who is dark skinned with woolly hair. You cannot adhere to Christ and you hate Christ, then how do you expect her to follow you? It's like the blind leading the blind. How's she gonna follow a man who sags his pants and wears pink damn boxes? How you gonna follow a man who stays in the mirror longer than she does? And let's get on the Ukraine thing real quick. Here's the simple thing. It's called checkmate. Here's why. Here's why. I read something on the news yesterday, and I smiled and I laughed at work. People thought I was going crazy. A lot of people didn't understand. That was checkmate. The European Union for years wanted Ukraine to be fully compliant with them. So, with the help of Russian President Vladimir Putin and United States President Barack Hussein Obama, they formed a plan of division. So, Crimea rebelled and say they don't want to be part of Ukraine, and they voted to be seceded from Ukraine and to introduced to Russia back again. Russia signed off the deal to where they are recognized as part of the Russian Federation. That upset Ukraine and made Ukraine make threats to Crimea, saying, hey, you better come back with us or else. So Russia is already made the moves, and Ukraine, well, they look into America and say, hey, are you going to help us? Well, we're giving you some aid, this and that. But not knowing that Russia and the U.S. purposely did this to put Ukraine into full control of the European Union. Because now Ukraine wants to join the European Union fully. as far as not being an outsider, but associate, but a full member of the European Union. So now Ukraine now wants to get relinquish everything to the European Union. That was the whole plan. That was the European Union's plan from the whole time. European Union had Putin say, Putin, look here, Putin, start up some beef, get Crimea, so we can force Ukraine to come to us in fold. And they say, Obama, you say, well, we're against you, we're going to fight against you, et cetera, et cetera. So they, the Sochi Olympics and this broadly tactics basically was a way to get the Ukraine into the European Union, and they have succeeded. So they can commit these plans to where they collapse the economy of Ukraine, and just like they did with Greece, and have all these uprisings, etc. I mean, it's all a game. You people, like I said, you don't understand these elites, these Edomite level elites. Alex Jones ain't gonna say it, but Edomites, these high level Edomites. We ain't talking about the low level Edomites who are Tea Partiers, etc. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're too docile. They're so worried about getting their books published, their interviews posted, and all their fanfare. All they care about is money. The Tea Party people, they don't care about patriotism. If they was paid a $5 million to renounce patriotism, they'll do it in a hot second. But that was pretty much it. How what they wanted to do. Hope you people learn something, and it's not your very conventional form of teaching the Bible. Of course, it's not your. I mean, it's according to scripture. Don't get me wrong; it's straight scripture. But of course, I have my own style of adding commentary to it, as they call it. It's scripture. You got some of those who are very charismatic, some who are just very straight to the point, who is very extremely humble and like a holy monk. And there are those like me who will bring you the truth, the Bible, and of course I ain't gonna curse or anything, but I'm gonna bring it to you as is, reality, on a level to where everyone can understand. Because I start speaking all these super intellectual terminologies, and people are like, oh, this guy talking about? He's talking about mumbo jumbo. No, I'm gonna bring it to a base level to where everyone can understand and hopefully can absorb the information. And you can read the Bible yourself. I hope I get a lot of y'all involved in understanding the Bible and keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. I'm not here to recruit anybody to a camp or whatever. I don't have a camp. I don't own an organization or a camp whatsoever. I'm just doing this out the spirit and the faith from the Most High God. You know, trust me. If I weren't doing this, I'll be, if I was a heathen, I'll be working out in the gym Saturday, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, etc. Wilding out. No. We must adhere to the Bible's laws, commandments, and statutes. Make sacrifice in life. Make sacrifices in life to bring people into the truth. I'm just here to help y'all get to understanding the gospel of Christ. Not here to recruit anybody. Not here to make money off anybody. I don't make money off these off the Bible channel on YouTube. You don't see no ads on the YouTube now. Ustream is different because I have no control over that. I don't make no money on this one either. So even though they put ads on, I just do this out the heart, out the charity, faith, and strength that the Most High has given me. He's gave me so much strength. Talking about mental strength, spiritual strength, as well as physical strength. Yeah. But I don't make money off of this. Now, on things like commentary and politics, etc., I do. Um, but as far as the Bible, no, I don't make money off that. I don't believe in making any money off the Bible. Now, if people want to give alms or make donations, that's absolutely fine. So we can have better cameras, because I'm thinking about getting a camera. because the one I have is a Nikon. Is a great camera. It takes amazing pictures, but it doesn't have video. So that's the one setback. I have another camera. It takes video, but the problem is that it's when it's in HD format, it's like the limit is like 7 8 minutes long per time per interval time. So basically that means every 7 8 minutes I have to stop and then record again because it reaches the limit on 7 minutes. So I need to get a camera that can just shoot and video for as long as I need, as long as I have enough memory to record it with. So I'm looking at investing into that as well. Hopefully I can, get, enough money. Of course, I work for a living. Of course, save enough money to get it because almost all this is my expense. About 75 80% of it is my expense. 20% of it is, I'm not talking about the Bible part, but as far as my Jack Rail stuff is 20% is donations. But 80% of it is on my dime. So, and people say, "Oh, yeah, you're working for me, you're a slave." Well, I'm serving the Most High. Um, you can call me a slave, whatever you want to call it. That doesn't bother me. Um, I'm just gonna read this what this word says. You don't like it, then go somewhere else where people have their videos favoring your type of mentality. You don't have to be here. No one didn't ask you. I didn't email you and say come to my channel. No, I don't jump on people's channel and say come and join my channel. No. If they find it, they like it, they'll subscribe. They don't, then they'll move somewhere else. But I hope y'all have a good Sabbath and keep yourselves safe and holy. Um, and I wouldn't be focused so much on these mass conspiracy theories as well as Ukraine and Russia. I wouldn't be concerned about Turkey and all this other stuff. Let them fight their own battles because, like Most High says, be rumors of wars will happen, and it will happen. And just prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically. Spiritually, as far as the laws, commandments, and statutes. Mentally, as far as changing the way you think. The foods that you eat. Physically, if it includes the foods you eat, exercise and diet is actually very important. Exercise and diet, nutrition, and I'm not saying become skinny, but lose a good amount of weight to where you are a fittable size where you can actually move faster and endure more pain, um, cardiovascular, as well as ambiotic and all the other stuff. Don't have to be a skinny, a bone stick, or be aesthetic like Z's or some of these bodybuilders. Because believe it or not, I see a lot of these bodybuilders who look very aesthetic and look all decent and all this other stuff like that. Uh, Believe it or not, a lot of them don't have a lot of what to call calisthenic strength. The type of strength that the functional muscle. Some of them just got show muscle. Show muscle basically it looks good, it looks tight, it looks pretty. Ooh, it's plump and juicy and all this other foolishness. But then when they actually do like push-ups, there are some guys who are big buff bodybuilders can't even do 20 push-ups. I mean, they can't do 20 push-ups. They barely do 6 or 7. Then you got someone who can't do one pull-up. You know, um, then you got others who can't even do a squat, um, or what you call it in ab strap, mid-air abdominal exercises. You know, so just because someone who doesn't look aesthetic and sexy looking doesn't mean they don't have functional strength. Because I'm not an aesthetic guy. I'm not a very aesthetic. Now I got vascular, veiny, looking arms and of this nature. Um, I've got vascular arms and this and very vascular looking arms and knees. I'm not buffed up and aesthetic and super slim and sexy and all this other stuff. But somebody of my size and my weight is able to do many pull-ups in one session is well, kind of like LeBron James weighs 280 pounds, but he can jump higher than any other person I ever seen. 280-pound guy jumping above the rim. Okay, that's amazing. Um, Michael Jordan was 6'7", 190 pounds, and he couldn't jump higher than that. Um, so obviously, LeBron James had a lot of functional muscle. Um, when you're working out, you gotta use both. You gotta both use calisthenics and weight training. Especially when you get older. When you get older, you gotta use a little more weight resistant training and calisthenics. Mix both with that up because it strengthens your bones. Um, and you know me, I'm not even really a big guy like I used to. I used to weigh about 360 pounds, 350. Now I'm down to 250, 250, 260. And I don't even look 250, 260. You know, some people say, "Oh, you don't look 250, 260. You lighter than that." Because I was saying I want to get down to 185, and they said, "No, you don't need to go 185 because you look like an African, starving African, if you go down 185." Then I realized, you know, doctor, my bone density structure is different from a lot of, you know, not everybody, but from a number of people, um, because you know I don't have a lot of fat on me, um, but just basically lean muscle mass. Um, because I don't do too much treadmill and stuff like that. Because I do, if I do treadmill for like 1 or 2 weeks, I'll gain weight. I'll gain fat actually because I'm actually breaking and burning the muscle out of my body when I do it. You lose muscle mass when you do a lot of cardio training. 20 minutes is fine. You know, 15, 20 minutes is fine. Anything past 20, 30, 40 minutes, you're going to burn muscle. You might lose weight quick, but then you'll gain that weight fast if you don't put muscle on. So when you do that, if you lose weight, you better put on muscle fast because that's muscle is going to make sure that you have a lower body fat count because it burns. It burns the muscle, takes the fat and absorbs and eats and uses it because so you don't eat enough protein, don't eat enough of good fats. What's going to happen is your body is going to start eating muscle instead of fat. Um, so just food for thought on that one. And this is Jack Newtown, and I hope you learned something from this. And like I said, I'm not here for you to follow me. I'm here to you to follow Christ, not me. I'm not someone to be followed. Christ is.